Hello, today I'm doing a very quick review and overview of the Stream Deck by Elgato. I've now got it all plugged into my computer. When you first get it, none of this is set up. You just get the logo and generic Twitch features, I suppose. So if we go over to the machine here and we open up the software, you'll see here we have our configurations. So what I've mainly used has been the system tools. It's important to note that this deck is mainly built for live streaming, so that's why you've got a lot of these captures and OBS and Twitch and all that. But you can very easily bypass all that using hotkeys and switches and opens, etc. So what I've decided to do for my setup is to try and ease my workflow using the Adobe packages. Because although I do know the shortcuts on the keyboard, sometimes when you're in a quick rush, or if you haven't got hand-free and you're doing something like Illustrator and you're using a graphics tablet, it's quite handy to have a keypad option available to you. So the way I've set this up is if I go on to open the Photoshop folder, this opens up some of my Photoshop controls. These may change, I'm just sort of debating exactly which controls I really want here. And if I press the Photoshop button there, and I go over to our computer here, you'll see it opens up the Photoshop application. So what that does is now it's Photoshop's open, I can now use it as I would normally, but I've got access to quick commands such as new layer, swap colours, brush size increase, decrease, etc, etc. It's important to note that this doesn't change depending on the software. I have to manually change that, so that may be an off-put for some people. What I've also done is I've created folders. So let's say I want to do some development work. I'll have all my development applications in here. So far I've only got Unreal and Unity in there because they're the two engines and applications I mainly use for development at the moment. If I go to here, I'll have all my Microsoft Word stuff and businessy applications, I suppose. This is where my social media links are. So these, if I click any of these, it'll open up that web page on my account, so I can then tweet, post, email, check, etc. Games, nothing on here really much. Don't really use this panel much, I might actually get rid of it. Volume up, volume down, mute, system preferences, so these are some controls for regular system tools that I need to access. This is the aforementioned Twitch live streaming kind of thing, but it's very good if you want to plug this in, have multiple video inputs. I can then switch between the cameras on pressing buttons on here, which allows me to change the inputs for video editing, which is quite handy. And here are some custom buttons. So as you can see, you can use any image. It's just, you have to in the software. Basically, if I go and open up the software for a second, you'll notice that when I click on one of these buttons here, this is a Twitter setup one. Basically, I can right-click and set my own image file. I can also set up an action and name for it. If I press back on there, and I go onto the Photoshop one, these are all basically hotkeys that I've set up. Again, I can change the image here if I want to. I can have hotkey switches. Now, hotkey switch means if I press it once, it'll have one image and do one action. If I press it again, it'll do the opposite. That's something I might actually do for some of the other controls I might switch versions later on. Illustrator hasn't been set up yet. After Effects, so I've got some show uses, hand tools, selection tools, masks, shape, pens, etc, etc. Premiere hasn't been set up yet, music, etc. But basically the idea is to try and streamline my life, so I don't have to rely on just knowing the shortcuts on the keyboard if I haven't got access to the machine because I'm too focused on looking at a second display, for example. It's interesting. It's a good for £140 on Amazon. It does what I need it to do. If you're sort of wanting to do it at a more professional level, I'd probably recommend like a full-size keyboard with toggleable and macro controls anyway, because that's probably better. And it's also always beneficial to know the shortcut keys anyway, without using this if you can. But for somebody like myself who's using a graphics tablet for drawing work mainly, and 3D rendering and 3D modeling work, this is a bit quicker than sometimes having to reach over and press down the keys on the keyboard itself. So yeah, that's my very quick review and overview of the Elgato Stream Deck. very responsive, very quick, very simple. Buttons feel nice. Screen display is nice. I can adjust the brightness of these displays. It's nice. There's a few features I wish it had, but it has only just recently come out, so we'll see what's added in time. Thank you.